We often hear that a little white lie never hurt anyone. It's a popular belief, but some of these little fibs have become our go-to responses in certain situations. We say them so often that we don't even think twice about it. In today's video, we will highlight 16 of those everyday white lies. By the end of this video, we hope we can convince many of you to ditch the white lies and embrace the truth. You might find it surprisingly refreshing. So, let's dive in. 1. I am fine. Often, when asked, "How are you?" we automatically respond with, "I'm fine," even when we're dealing with numerous challenges in life. We might do this because we don't want to burden others with our problems, knowing that most people ask out of politeness, rather than genuine concern. However, it's crucial to recognize those who genuinely want to know how you're feeling. When you encounter such people, feel free to answer as honestly as possible and share your worries. You might be surprised at how relieving and amazing it feels afterward. Still, it's important to exercise discretion when sharing your feelings. 2. I don't mind. Yes, we know. You might be a people pleaser or just someone who hates confrontation. So, when you're asked that dreaded question, do you mind? It doesn't matter how inconvenient the task or favor might be. Your answer is always, "I don't mind." Well, we commend you for always going out of your way to please others. But trust me, sometimes you need to put your needs first and say, "Yes, I do mind." Sit back, relax, and watch how the person you feel needs you is fully capable of solving the issue themselves. Voila! You're free from inconveniencing yourself for the convenience of others. Don't get me wrong, helping out when called upon is fantastic. But sometimes, replacing "I don't mind" with "I do mind" will go a long way in helping you set boundaries. 3. It's not you, it's me. We all know the infamous breakup line, "It's not you, it's me." When we hear this, it often sends us into a spiral, trying to figure out what we did wrong. Sometimes the person might be trying to avoid hurting your feelings by claiming they are the problem. In these cases, there could be an opportunity for self-improvement. However, in most instances, it truly isn't you, it's them. Relationships are complex, and the other person might have issues or needs they don't fully understand. Instead of dwelling on what you might have done wrong, it's healthier to accept the breakup, understand that not all relationships are meant to last, and move on. Embrace the fact that sometimes people grow apart, and it's okay to let go and look forward to new possibilities and personal growth. 4. I was stuck in traffic. Ever noticed how "I was stuck in traffic" becomes our default excuse when we're late? Sure, there are genuine traffic jams, but more often than not, it's because we hit snooze too many times or lost track of time binge-watching that show. Let's be honest with ourselves next time. By being aware of how we manage our time, we can avoid unnecessary rush and stress. It's about taking charge of our schedules and making room for what matters. 5. I will be there in minutes. This is perhaps the most common white lie of all. We've all been in that situation where someone says, "I'll be there in 5 minutes," and we know deep down it's unlikely. But out of politeness, we nod and wait patiently, only to receive an apology 30 minutes later with the classic excuse, "Sorry, I was stuck in traffic." It's a scenario where both parties understand the unspoken truth but choose not to confront it. The speaker hopes to buy some extra time, and the listener, often out of courtesy, waits patiently despite knowing the likely delay. It's a small social dance where politeness sometimes trumps honesty, but it's all part of navigating everyday interactions. 6. It will only take a minute. Here's another classic white lie. It will only take a minute. We've all heard it, especially when we're standing in line to order our favorite cup of coffee. The barista assures us it'll be quick, but deep down, we know it's rarely just a minute. It's a kind gesture to make us feel like the wait won't be too long, but in reality, It's usually longer than that. 7. I am not drunk. We've all experienced those Friday night clubbing outings with friends, where we go to relax and unwind after a hectic week. You start off promising yourself that tonight won't end in getting drunk. But as the evening progresses and you find yourself indulging in a few too many drinks, someone inevitably asks if you're drunk. Despite the telltale signs, sleepy eyes, a bit of a stumble, and slurred speech, you insist you're not drunk. It's a humorous and relatable moment where denial kicks in, even though everyone around can see the truth plain as day. I will call you back. Here's a quick question for you. How many people did you promise to call back this week? Now, how many of them did you call back? Don't worry if you didn't manage to call everyone back. You're not alone. We've all been there, ending a call with the promise to call back soon, only to forget or get caught up in other things. But maybe it's time for us all to do better and follow through on our promises to call back when we say we will. 9. Just saw your text. We live in a world where everyone seems glued to their gadgets. Yet when asked why we didn't reply to a message sent hours ago, many of us default to, "I just saw your text." While it may be true that we missed the message, often it's because we didn't feel like responding when it came in. And that's okay. It happens. But maybe next time, we can try being more honest about why we didn't reply right away. 10. Let's hang out soon. Let's hang out soon is that familiar refrain among friends who always seem to talk about getting together, but somehow never quite make it happen. It's like a friendly reminder that the intention is there, even if our schedules often have other plans. It's a way for friends to stay connected and show they care about each other's company, even if life gets in the way of making concrete plans. Sometimes it's genuine, with a hope to catch up soon, while other times it's more of a social grace, acknowledging the bond without immediate plans to meet up. 11. I've got plans that day. Remember that moment when you had plans to hang out, but when asked to confirm the date, you responded with, "I've got plans that day"? It's a common scenario. Some might argue that it's completely justified. Maybe you were looking forward to a cozy day on the couch, binge watching your favorite show, or simply enjoying some quality time with your beloved pet. 12. I did not see you there. Some days you just aren't feeling up for idle chit-chat, and you might try to avoid those social interactions. But then there are those friends who are total social butterflies. They'll wave and wave until they catch your attention. In those moments, a little white lie like "I didn't see you there" can come in handy. It's a polite way to excuse yourself without hurting their feelings. It's all about gracefully navigating those social moments, especially when you're not in the mood for a lengthy chat. 13. I've got to run. Being stuck in a conversation you're not in the mood for can be quite a hassle. Society tends to disapprove of simply walking away from a conversation that's just begun. So, we often resort to a little white lie like, "I have to run," even if we're not heading anywhere but back to the comfort of our couch. It's a gentle way to exit a conversation without offending, especially when all we want is to escape and relax. 14. That's interesting, that makes sense. You know those conversations where you have no clue what's being said, yet you keep responding with, "That makes sense," or "That's interesting"? Next time you find yourself in one of those situations, why not try asking questions instead? It could lead to a better understanding, and maybe even make the conversation more enjoyable for you. Rather than nodding along aimlessly and agreeing to everything, engaging with curiosity might turn it into a more meaningful exchange. 15. I don't care. I am not mad. I know we all want to come across as tough and unaffected at times, but instead of saying "I don't care" or "I'm not mad" when you do care and are mad, it's better to express how you truly feel. Letting the other person know that their actions hurt you because you cared, and that you're upset because you're hurt, can be a game changer. This shift might make you feel lighter and more at peace with yourself because you've expressed your emotions rather than bottling them up inside. 16. Just kidding. Well, we've come to the end. Just kidding. Remember, we promised to highlight 16 lies people commonly tell, and the 16th one is, just kidding. It's a phrase we often use to backtrack from a comment we didn't mean, or to soften the impact of something offensive we said, hoping people will laugh it off and forget about it. Sometimes it works, but instead of relying on this excuse, it's better to think carefully about what you say. Words have consequences, and just kidding won't always undo them.